Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Islanders Never Say Die podcast. I'm your host, SunX, and with me today, as always, is our NHL analyst and expert, the grumpy old man.
That's me.
That's right, Grumpy. That is you. They say there's no shame in his game because he's always the same. You jumped the gun, Grumpy. You jumped the gun. You didn't let me finish.
I know. I was mixing a drink. I don't know if you noticed, X. I drink Aquafina.
That's the only drink. That's the only water you drink.
But they gone from, you see how thin this cap is?
I do see how thin the cap is.
You have to be careful because when you have a thin cap like that, you got to make sure it's in because sometimes the shit squirts out. And wouldn't you know, I go to shake it and some of the stuff is shooting all over the floor. So I got to clean up the floor. So I'm like, and I know the show is getting ready to start.
You know, we like to call that right
there. It just spins fast. It just burns. It. You know what? They want to make every last penny off you. So they're cutting down on the top, the plastic on the top. And it's a big mistake. They've done it a few times. People complain about it. They went back. But they stuck with this for a while now, and I'm just upset.
Would you like to know what we call that, Grumpy?
First world problem, X.
Correct. A first world problem. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Anyway, got to go over some housekeeping before we start the show. As always, if you guys enjoy the content over here, and even if you don't, please like, subscribe, turn on notifications, comment so we can juice up that algorithm and get the show out to as many people as possible. We want everyone watching. Usually shoot to have this show every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, yeah, always come on in. Same time, same place, every week.
That's right.
That's right. So as the title of the show says.
Well, I know we're going to be talking about. Do we want to talk about the playoffs a little bit?
We can talk about the playoffs. We can absolutely talk about the playoffs.
You jump that. Oh, man, look at my hair, X. It's all disheveled over here.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah.
I had quite a day today, X. You know, I had that big wasp nest all the way at the top. I couldn't reach it.
You tried to shoot a hose on it the last time I was over there. I do remember that.
I had my hot shot couldn't reach. It's like, you know, it says like 28-foot range, and it's probably like 35 foot up in the air.
So you're short.
It was a little short. Couldn't get to it. So, and you know how much the warden hates to spend money, but we had to come off the hip and have some guy come down and take it. And you want to know how they did it, X? They didn't shoot it with anything. He just took this big wipey thing, like a big stick, in other words, and he just knocked it down to the ground. Then he stepped on it. Now, it wasn't super huge. It was like, you know, like this. But, you know, I don't know. I expected a little bit more. That's all I'm saying. You were
let down. That's what you're saying.
I was a little bit unhappy about that.
You're not impressed. Okay.
I had to babysit these guys because, you know, if you're not on top of them all the time, they have to do the job halfway.
So you think that if you were not out there watching them, that they just would have left it?
No, they would have taken that down, but they wouldn't have done the other stuff they're supposed to do. Because I'm like, hey, did you do this? Hey, oh no, okay, dude.
What stuff are they supposed to do?
Well, they do the spray and I put the pellets down and all that stuff.
You're talking about all inclusive
That's
and
right.
pest control. Gotcha. I thought you were talking about you just called them out for a wasp nest.
No, I called it to do the whole thing because
The whole shebang.
the whole shebang, right? And it's like, hey, dude, let's get shebanging over here. And then he said he did. I'm like, well, show me where you did it. Oh, and he showed me. Oh, here, see how small. Okay, all right. But next time I'm gonna be out there. I'm gonna follow him around. Absolutely. You make sure you get what you pay for, X.
That is true.
Can't trust these guys.
Well, I know you. I think you have the same people that I have, and I know that their motto is: if you see anything in your house, just call them and they come back out.
Here's the thing: I don't want to see you in my house. I want you coming out here and killing everything on my property.
You're ridiculous.
They had this thing also for mosquito stuff. And I'm like, well, how much is the mosquito stuff? They're like $79 a month. And I'm like, well, how far do you go? They don't go into the woods. Well, that's where all the mosquitoes live.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If they don't go in the woods, that's fine as long as they're not coming around your property. That's the big thing.
How do you kill the mosquitoes? You kill them at the source.
Mm.
I don't want you spraying something. They're living in the trees. They're just waiting. Okay. Oh, look, here comes a guy who half-assed took down that bee's nest over there, didn't put the pellets out. He'll put some spray down there. He'll wander away, and we'll just come out 15 minutes later because he didn't come and get our house. You got to blow him right out of there, X. Come on. You know better than that.
I guess.
So I didn't get that.
So we can expect more mosquitoes at your house. Craig.
That was not going to be a satisfactory outcome. So I said, no.
All right. Fair enough. Anyway, playoffs, Grumpy. Let's get back on track here. What have been your thoughts? I think it's been a great series so far. Goaltending has been atrocious on both
sides.
On both sides, it's been awful.
I mean, if either one of these two teams had a goaltender,
it would sweep.
They'd win the cup.
Yeah.
I think Carolina is the better team. I think they've outplayed Vegas for most of the series. Freddie Anderson was abominable. You've seen the last of Freddie Anderson. That much I could tell you.
You can let in pucks in AHL, buddy. See ya.
He's an okay goaltender. He's 37, and he just can't handle anything at his feet. Now, is Brandon Bussey great? No, he's not.
He's better though.
He's better with pucks at his feet. He moves better. He moves better than Freddie Anderson does.
Yeah. Well, he's younger, so.
He's a kind of scatterish in there too, right?
Yeah. He's a bigger body though.
Carolina is just relentless. They're relentless.
Yep. They don't give up. They do not.
Carolina, to win the series, Carolina had to win last night. They did. They very easily could have won Game 3 in overtime. Probably should have. Like I said, the first game
doesn't play in that game. He gave up a hat trick in 6 minutes.
Well, that's Freddie.
They win.
Yeah, and the third goal is just it's not about. And even Buss even said it yesterday. I think he only made 14 saves on 17 shots.
I'm making the big ones.
But you have to come up with it's like with Grant Fuhrer. I say it all the time. His numbers weren't the greatest in the playoffs, but when Edmonton was winning, he came up with a big save at the right time. That's so important. Billy Smith was the same way for the Islanders. His numbers weren't always the greatest, not always. But you know what? It's coming up with the big save at the big moment. Freddie Anderson, I don't think has that ability.
No.
At this stage. But he never has. He's always managed to lose the big game. And I think I mentioned to you, if they play Bussey, Carolina's going to win. And if they stick with Anderson, they're going to lose. He went with Bussey. Smart move.
I've been saying it for weeks that they need to sit Anderson. Anderson's the issue. He's the problem. He's the only thing that's going to keep him from winning.
Yeah, well, the first line is starting to play a little better, and their power play is clicking for the first time in the playoffs.
Dahl has been insane.
Think about how old he is.
I think it's him and Bossy were the only two to have four goals in
Goals in 4 straight games in the
yes,
start
in the,
Stanley Cup.
yeah, yep.
Yeah.
It's
Now,
nuts.
Jordan Stahl is not Mike Bossy.
No, but he's playing incredibly right now.
And that's what you need, guys like that, winners.
It's
He
kinda
won with Pittsburgh in the Wayback Machine, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Think about that.
I was just saying it's kind of weird though, if you think about it, like the last 2 seasons, an older player stepped up and it's just been electric. Like Sam Bennett.
Well, Sam Bennett wasn't 36 or 37 years old, though.
No, but he's no spring chicken, though. He's an older player.
Sam Bennett's also not third liner. Jordan Stahl's third liner.
True. I'm just saying it's just crazy.
If Jarvis, Aho, and Svechnikov are even 80% of what they were in the regular season, Carolina walks away with this series. Their second line has been the best line in the playoffs. Stankoven, Hall, and Blake. They've been the best line in the playoffs.
Yep.
The whole playoff series. They're really, really good. They work well together. Carolina scored some power play goals now. Their power play was stagnant all postseason. Vegas, I think they're 1 for 10, 1 for 11 on the power play. Not good enough. Your power play has to be dynamic. When the Islanders were beating the Flyers in 1980, it was all because of the fact that the Flyers couldn't play their goon-it up style because every time they went in the box, the Islanders scored on the power play.
Mm-hmm.
I think they scored I don't even know what the clip was, but it was high 30s that they scored. If you took a penalty against them, the puck was in the back of your net. And of course, that hurts the Flyers. Always hurt the Flyers being a goon-up squad. But the Islanders' power play was always really good come playoff time, for the most part.
Yep.
Carolina, you're starting to see more that they're moving the puck better. They're shooting the puck more. They're playing better.
Agreed.
As the season gone on, as the series gone on, they've gotten better.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, Taylor Hall said in his interview with whoever talking head on ESPN or TNT at the end of the last series, he didn't realize how out of shape he was till he went through one of these training camps with Brindamore. Those guys skate end to end. They're a total team. They're a total team. I wish the Islanders were like the Carolina Hurricanes. I really do.
That involves having, draft picks in order to do that.
And just have an identity, knowing what you're doing as a general manager. This is our path. We stick to it.
Yep.
They wouldn't have Ilya Sorokin. That much I could tell you. He wouldn't be on the team.
Well, he might not in the near future, right? If we're in rebuild mode, why would we keep him?
But you don't see them giving out ridiculous contracts to everybody who walks into the room.
Nope.
They don't do it.
Nope. They do a lot of prove-it deals. Carolina does.
And they just, hey, for the longest time, they wouldn't even acquire anyone at the deadline. Then they did it with Gensel. He didn't sign back. Went to Tampa. Rantanen. He didn't want to sign back. So they moved him for a couple of firsts, a second, and Stankoven and whatever. That deal's worked out pretty well. And Stankoven's a perfect player for their system.
Yep. That's what you do, though.
And I mean, even Taylor Hall, right? Who thought Taylor Hall was going to be?
His career was over. Oh.
Yeah. He's been great for them.
Yep.
Keandre Miller. I mean, they gave him a big contract from the Rangers. When Carolina wants you as a defenseman, and you're the other team, say, what are we doing wrong? Because every defenseman they touch turns to gold pretty much.
Do you think it has to be this? Do you think it maybe has something to do with the system that they run?
They know what they're doing.
That maybe, their defenders aren't left high and dry a lot because of the system they run.
They target players who fit their system.
Well, yeah.
And their system it's team defense, get the puck out of the zone. I mean, you don't see them hanging around playing with the puck. Get it out. Get it out. Get it out.
What I'm trying to say, though, is do you think that maybe defenders look better playing in their system due to them more, defensive style?
Well, their forwards always come back to help on defense.
Yeah, and that helps. It helps a lot.
No Anthony Duclairs, no Cole Eisermans, none of those guys who hang out at the red line. They ain't playing for Carolina.
Yep.
You have to play team game. That's why they don't have any. Name a superstar. I mean, a superstar that they have.
Sebastian Aho is probably the biggest player they have on the team.
Is he a superstar?
He's good. Don't get
He's
me wrong.
good. He's really good. They got a lot. They have a lot of really good players. They have a lot of
No great players, but really good.
They don't have any A+ players,
Sure.
but they got a couple of A's and a whole bunch of B+.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
And a bunch of B's. You don't see them having a bunch of D's on their team or a bunch of C-. That's not for certain.
They don't have a bunch of guys looking to get an early vacation.
No.
Or coming there for the community or
for the community barbecue at the cul-de-sac
or the school district.
You don't see that, X.
Nope, that you don't. But
well, you also have the NBA playoffs too. I don't know what's going on tonight.
You have the NBA playoffs. I have no idea what's going on tonight either.
But after seeing what happened at the end of Game 3,
oh my God,
with some fans, I'm not rooting for the Knicks.
No,
I can tell you.
Me either. Sorry, Drew, not happening.
Yeah, I cannot tolerate behavior like that from people. I just can't.
Literally, just beating people up for wearing a jersey.
Just
incredible.
Stop.
Incredible.
Stop. I can't. You've lost me. Sorry.
Yep.
Sorry, Knicks. I was kind of rooting for him, but nope, not now. Sorry, can't do it. Go
Agreed.
San Antonio. Yep. All right, but it's not a Knicks show.
No, it's not. Thank God.
It's an Elder show.
That's right, Grumpy. That's right. So, Grumpy, you told me that there was some interesting things that happened with some players in the NHL combine.
Well, first, I want to talk about said some trade rumblings, and one was particular was because I want to talk about the Islanders in depth and not forget the other stuff. Because once we start talking about the Islanders stuff, everything else that I wanted to mention kind of
back burner. Gotcha.
We forget and stuff like that. So, Dylan Larkin said that he put in a trade request with Detroit, but there were only had 3 teams on his list, and one of them wasn't the Islanders. And I think some Islander fans were shocked that he wouldn't want to go to the Islanders. I was like, what made you think you're telling me he has 3 teams on his list? I know the Islanders are on that list. So it's Florida.
Oh, shocker. A team that can contend to win. Crazy.
Vegas.
Oh, a team that's literally in the Stanley Cup final. Is the other one Carolina?
No. Minnesota.
Minnesota's a young team that's on the up and up. So, yeah, not surprised.
That's right. And, it's kind of, it's still up there, by Detroit, wherever he's been. It's not right there, but
it's in the vicinity.
Yeah, you could see why. And they're another team that young players, you got Quinn Hughes there, good goaltending. They're out from underneath the Suter and Parise contracts that they had to eat years and years and years of to buy them out. So they're a team, and Bill Guerin's a good GM. So they're a team absolutely on the come. And I can see why those are the 3 teams. I'm just like, dude, why are you not that? If you really want to get traded, you're going to have to give them more than 3 teams. No?
Maybe he just really wants to win.
Oh, okay. But if you want to get traded,
sure.
What's his market value if there's only 3 teams willing to bid for him?
It depends on what the 3 teams are willing to give up.
Well, they know there's only 3 teams in the running.
They don't have to give up much.
You don't have to give up a whole lot. I mean,
how much time does he have left on his contract?
I don't know. Actually, if you're asking that question, you should be like a lawyer and have that pulled up already. The Detroit.
Dylan Larkin is on. Okay, so he's on year 4 of 8.
Okay, and he's how old? He's got to be 30.
He's 29.
29. Okay,
he still has 4 years left under contract.
So he'll still be good for the next 3-4 years.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. I was going to say, I mean, it's either you're going to stay in Detroit or you're going to let your contract expire and then become a free agent, or you see if you can get moved now. But then you're definitely going to have to open up your team selection there.
Yeah, and how many does he have a no trade or a no move clause?
Let me see.
It has to be at least it's one of the 2. It has to be a no trade at least.
Here, let me share here. I'm on Puckpedia. I don't know where you'd see that.
Just go back to the main page for Detroit. It tells you. I'll be able to pull it up. It's Detroit Red Wings. Okay.
Your depth chart.
Yeah, he has a no trade clause. So, and it doesn't become modified until where's a 10-team trade list in 28, 29. So if he wants to get moved now, he has to give them a list. Right now, he has a full no trade. So with a full no trade, you have to say, these are the teams I'll be willing to trade to. It's not going to happen if he just limits to those three.
No.
Because Detroit's going to say, dude, you can just go pound salt. We're not going to get anything near a value back for you if you're hamstringing us on where you can go.
Agreed.
I mean, what type of assets does Florida have? I mean, I don't know what their pick situation is for the next couple of years, but if you're a team like Detroit, who was close to making the playoffs, I guess, close-ish, and you're taking away your number one center off the team. I mean, what are you going into another rebuild? I mean, that's kind of where you're at, right? You have to get back somebody who could take his spot, not just, well, we'll give you a first-round pick 3 years from now. That's not going to cut it unless they give him a first-round pick this year, right? And then others and players.
It says Florida they got the first round, 9th overall pick in the draft this year. Let's see.
I mean, that's the whole thing, though, right? I mean, and I'm just talking Florida. I mean, you can look at the other teams as well. I mean, it's just, I don't know. If you look at, all right, here's Florida. They have a first and a second this year, 2 seconds this year. I'm sorry. They don't have a first in 27 and 28. In 29, they do, and they have second-round picks. So this year they have 1 first, 2 seconds, a 4, 5, 6, and 7, no third. Next year, they have all their picks in an extra 6th and 7th, but no first. 2 and 28, they have all their picks except the first. And then in 29, they have all their picks. So, I mean, you're going to have to give up some players who could play also.
Yes.
I mean, Vegas is a whole nother can of wax, right? I mean, you're looking at Vegas. I think they are certainly not opposed to making deals. Absolutely not opposed to making deals. But they're another team. They don't have
first, 3rd, 5th, 6th, and 7th this year.
They don't have a first or a second round pick in the next 2 years, and they don't have a second in 28 and 29. So Vegas isn't a good trade partner. Absolutely.
They have a second round pick in 2026.
Vegas?
The Golden Knights, yes.
No, they don't. They forfeited that pick.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm looking at it right now.
This is saying that they have one available.
Oh, did you have it up on the screen?
Yes.
Hold on, X. Okay, no, I'm just looking at, I don't know what you're looking at. I'm looking at Puckopedia. And I just click on draft picks.
Okay, I'm just saying this says that they have a second round pick this year. Okay, that's fine.
They don't. And then Minnesota is the other team. And Minnesota is a squad that has no first or second this year. No second in the next 2 years. They do have all their first, though. So, I mean, I don't think any of these teams are really a good fit for what Detroit wants to do. They'd have to get back someone who could start for them right now with a high-level player. Unless, like I said, you're just going back to another rebuild on a rebuild on a rebuild. Yzerman, he's not been great as a general manager, and I just don't think you can get rid of I don't think you get rid of Larkin to these teams.
That's right. The reason Vegas, this is recent. The reason Vegas didn't have their draft pick was due to Tortorella not talking in the media.
Right. It was forfeit.
That's right. That's right. I completely forgot about that incident that happened. Okay.
Right. So if you're looking at Detroit from their point of view, these teams don't appeal to me. What do you have? Maybe Florida, a first round and a couple of prospects who are high up. I mean, but they need help now. Detroit needs help now. I just think the fans are sick and tired up there of just being,
awful. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, especially the fact that that's a team that's, historically been good.
Right.
They've been a historic powerhouse. I remember when I was growing up that they were great back in the day. Yeah. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Okay. Well, we're done. We're done with Dylan
Draft
Larkin.
talk.
But supposedly, according to Elliot Friedman, there's a lot of chatter about trade rumblings this year at come draft time. So that's going to be. I mean, that's the only way the Islanders get better. Honestly, is to make trades.
Yep.
Move some of the guys they have, retool, rebuild, whatever, do better than you're doing. But we don't know the direction that Darce is taking at this point in time. I'm just surprised that the Islanders were stunned or shocked, or Islander fans were flummoxed that Dylan Larkin would not have the Islanders on his trade list. I'm just like, why would he?
Wants to win.
If he wants to win, why would he go to the Islanders, right? Is that what you're trying to say, X?
That's literally my point. Do you think that we're in contention to win anytime soon? Let's be honest. Let's be realistic.
No.
Do you think that we beat Carolina even with their lack of goaltending?
No. I think Carolina could probably play empty net against us most times and still beat us. God. I will say this Stanley Cup final, I'm surprised there's been so many goals. Carolina is really buttoned up defensively. Vegas is good. They're big and they're physical. And you can almost tell when they're going to give up a goal, though. They get a little scrambly in their own end because they're so compact and so good together. You can almost see if somebody breaks down, they play man on man. So if you lose a man and guys got to start scrambling to cover, it leaves spots open.
Yep.
But that's why they're so good, though, honestly. They can usually take guys on one-on-one.
Now, Grumpy, let me ask you a question about the playoffs. Who do you have winning, and do you still have Carolina winning? I guess.
Yeah, I still have Carolina winning.
And how many games do you think it's going to go?
I think it goes 7. I think it's going to go
7. It'll go 7? I think 7 as well.
6 or 7.
I will say, since Carolina has officially made the goaltender change, I might switch my selection to Carolina. If Freddie Anderson was still in net, I'd stay strong with Vegas because I think Freddie Anderson is awful. So I think I'm going to switch my my pick. I'm probably going to agree with you, Grumpy. I think it's going 7 games and Carolina wins. That's what I got.
I'm just, like I said, I've been strong on Carolina the whole time, as you know.
You have.
And I just like the style they play. I wish the Islanders model themselves after Carolina.
Now, let me ask you a question. Do you think if Colorado had beaten Vegas, do you think Colorado could have beaten?
No shot of beating
Really?
Carolina. No shot. They don't play any defense. Colorado doesn't play any defense. You don't play defense against Carolina, you're going to get run off. You're going to skate off the rink.
Okay. All right. I was just curious. To see. Then I know, Grumpy, you did mention that their
goaltending is even worse than Vegas's.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. You did mention that there was some NHL Combine notes that you wanted to go over, Grumpy.
Stefan Rosner, through the Hockey News, put out a list of players. And here's the thing. There were players who said that they had conversations with the Islanders. So I drew up a little list here of these players. And we're going to touch on them. We'll be more in depth in the coming weeks. The draft, I believe, is 2.5 weeks away. So we're just going to give I'm going to just give an overview on some of these guys and what we think, and then we'll talk more in depth of some of the players going forward because there's quite a list, right? And they even had a breakdown by position, 5 centers, 6 left wings, 1 right wing, 5 left defense, 3 left defense, and 1 goalie. Okay. And what I did was I said, I use Corey Pronman and Scott Wheeler, their rankings, just to see where these players might fall or what range that people are seeing them in, right? And then you kind of get, when you see who is on this list and where they're ranked, it gives you a breakdown of, oh, okay, well, if they're looking at this guy, what does it mean? Are you going to stick? Are you going to drop? Are you going to trade out of the first round altogether? Are you going to try to trade up with no pieces to trade up to? So it's interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's touch on the centers. Vigo Bjork, who both Pronman and Wheeler had as number 6th overall in their rankings. I don't think he'll be there for the Islanders at 13. I just don't. Beckett Hamilton, who top 113, wasn't even on Pronman's list, and Wheeler had him at 85. It tells me maybe they're looking at him maybe in the fourth round or whatever. They're certainly not looking to pick him in the first round. I could not even comprehend it. You want to see me lose my mind? Draft Beckett Hamilton in the first round, number 13, when he's not even ranked, consensus top 80, right? Tynan Lawrence, another center. Proman has him at 16. Wheeler has him at 11. That's a guy that he's been dropping a little bit. He wasn't as good this year. He was top 5 pick earlier in the year, but now he's dropped out of the top 10. He's a guy, someone they can target, and we'll absolutely talk about him in the coming weeks. Ilya Morozov, 35 and 24 with the 2 rankings. I just don't see him getting picked at 13. You can trade back maybe and select him, right? Oliver Savanto is the last center. Proman had him at 17, Wheeler at 25. That's another one. Maybe you can trade back, pick up some more assets, and still get a player like that. They had only one right winger. His name is Simas Ignatavicius. He was 30th by Proman and 36 by Wheeler. Again, not a guy you're looking at 13, right? Left wings. And here's where you see some interest. And I don't want to put too much emphasis on positions because these guys are years away from, not everybody's Matthew Schaefer, right? They don't come in and start and be like the number 1 left wing, right defense, left. And I know people listening to this show are not stupid and they're not spoiled. They know that that doesn't happen. But some people think that it does. Oh, everybody's going to be great. No. Ethan Belchez, who was ranked 12th and 13th. Wyatt Cullen, 11th and 12th. I think those guys are attainable at 13, depending on how the draft goes. Ryan Rubrick, who there was quite a diversity. Proman had him at 90, and Wheeler had him at 30, but still, he's not a guy you're looking at 13, right?
No.
Oscar Hemming. You've heard a lot of run about Oscar Hemming. Proman has him at 13, and Wheeler had him at 17. He's a big physical winger. We'll be talking about him for certain in the next couple of weeks. The guy who I like, Adam Novotny, is 28th by Proman, 18th by Wheeler. Maybe he's a guy you could take, if these are the consensus rankings, you could see them maybe dropping down, 3-4 spots, picking up another asset and getting a player like him. He's somebody that I like, right? He was the guy that I like. And he also said he really loved his interaction with the Islanders, which is always a good thing. And then GP Hurlbut, 45th by Proman, 20th by Wheeler. Again, not a guy you're probably looking at number 30. Left shot defenseman, we're filled with those guys, but you never know, right? What should you be doing, honestly, when you're drafting 18-year-old kids? What should you be drafting for?
Let them develop.
Well, you should be just look for the best player.
Or, yeah, sure.
Regardless of position, right?
Yeah, if you're drafting that late, yeah.
Ben McBeath, wasn't even ranked in the top 113 by Proman. Wheeler had him at 44, not a guy you're looking for at 13. William Hackinson, 24th by Proman, 31st by Wheeler. Again, not somebody that you're looking at 13. Maltz Gustafsson. Now, here's a guy who's interesting for me. Again, left shot defenseman, not an Islander need at this time in the system. But if you're looking maybe to move Aitchison off a big year in the OHL, maybe you replenish it and you can get something for Aitchison. I don't know. He was ranked 9th by Proman and 14th by Wheeler. One goalie, Tobias Trabal. They say you should draft a goalie every year, right? Well, you're certainly not drafting a goalie in the first round. So I kind of just I don't even care that they interviewed him. You just, you got Sorokin, you got Gamzin in the Russian league. I mean, I don't know how desperately you need it. You certainly don't need a goalie high. I'll say that.
Agreed.
Another big thing, which the Islanders have none in their system, absolutely none, which is right shot defenseman. Keaton Verhoff, third over. He was ranked third by Promin and eighth by Wheeler, but he's been dropping. Right, he wasn't great in the Worlds. He wasn't great during Memorial Cup. He's his stock has taken a little bit of a hit. Well, I'm sorry, he wasn't in the Memorial Cup. In the NCAA playoffs, his stock has taken a little bit of a hit. I still don't see him lasting till 13. I'd be surprised. Ryan Lynn is a name that you're seeing. Oh, maybe him. 21st for Pronman, 10th by Wheeler. He's a small right shot defenseman.
5'11", 180.
I thought he's 172.
Sportsnet has him listed at 180.
Okay. Still kind of slight. He's a smaller puck-moving defenseman, right?
Yeah.
Fair to say? Okay.
He's a traditional defenseman, power play quarterback. He added more of a shooting approach to his game offensively this year, producing 14 goals, 43 assists in the process. Lynn is committed to the University of Denver next fall.
And like I said, we'll be talking about him because there's some guys, like I said, that we're absolutely going to talk about, next week for certain, that we're looking at. Daxon Rudolph, I don't see him being available at 13. Right shot defenseman, 10th by Pronman, 9th by Wheeler. Tommy Bleal, 39th by Pronman, 28th by Wheeler. And Juho Pipanarin, 41st for Pronman, 39th for Wheeler. So when you're looking at guys like that, who are, okay, their consensus ranking, was in the 30s, early 40s. You're not looking for them at 13, right? No. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't
trade back.
I'm not saying that you shouldn't talk to these guys because you never know if they fall.
Yeah, sure.
You have them ranked. Let's say the Islanders have these guys ranked at, even though these guys haven't ranked it, like Pipanarin, for instance, right? Let's say the Islanders have him ranked as 25th, and you're seeing, he's still hanging around when you get to pick 40. Well, there's some value there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If you thought that he was good enough and you had him like, okay, if he's here, you want him kind of thing. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, so let's say you're doing something. Let's say you're looking for somebody like that. Now the Islanders don't have a second and third round pick, so they'd have to manufacture something to make this work. That's the whole. They're going to have to
for a pick. Yep.
I mean, they'd have to, but that's what happens when you piss away draft picks on guys in their mid-30s.
Agreed.
These are the type of things that happen.
Agreed.
And that's why the trades and moves that Darsh made this year were just so detrimental to the team because the team's not ready to win.
Agreed.
They're not ready to win. They're not going to be ready to win next year or the year after.
Or the year after that.
Because of the moves he's made have continually hamstrung the team going forward. I talked about it when Lamoriello was in charge. I'm still talking about when Darsh is in charge. You keep chasing, the golden grail of just squeaking into the playoffs and making something happen. In 5 years, the Islanders have won 3 playoff games. That's not good enough. And to just chase after veterans, it's just dumb. It's always been dumb. It continues
not in contention to win the cup. That's the big thing.
They don't. I don't even know if they care about winning the cup. I don't even know.
I think they just care about making the playoffs. If I'm being honest. Well, yeah, and that involves making the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, but realistically, you have to look at your team and say, we're not good enough. That's what Darsh should have done. And he should have. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not privy to what goes on between the front office and Darsh, the owner management group or the ownership group. But if Darsh, like I said, if he was any type of GM at all, he would have told him, nope, we're not chasing after a potential playoff spot. When
that's going to mean nothing. That's literally going to mean nothing. It's just hey, we made the playoffs.
Or you're going to severely hamper the future of the team in the long run to chase after a playoff spot that you didn't get. And we're not close to getting.
And let's be honest, they didn't deserve a playoff spot this year.
They did not.
If Columbus didn't colossally fall apart at the end of the year, we wouldn't have even been close to making the playoffs. No. That's the thing. It's like if Columbus had performed like they did the 6 games before at the end of the year, they absolutely would have made it in. Absolutely would have made it in. So.
True.
And it's going to be the same thing next year, except all the teams around the Islanders are getting better. That's the thing.
True.
Florida will be back.
Florida will be back. They need a goaltender. Florida needs a goaltender. They're real close to aging out, though.
Yeah, they are an older team. I agree.
And I don't know. I don't study their farm system, but I'm going to say their farm system probably is just as barren as the Islanders for the most part.
They got a pick coming up this year, though. Again, not going to start for them, but
yeah, I mean, they know what they're doing drafting.
Yeah,
but they've traded in the last few years. They've traded a lot of draft picks, a lot of first rounders. They don't have first rounders after this year. The next 2 years, they don't have them. So, you have to make those picks count. But they did win 2 Stanley Cups and went to 3 straight finals.
Right.
So, that's the difference.
It's something right.
But, it's not like they were trading picks to scrape into the playoffs potentially.
No.
So that's, it's totally, it's apples and oranges, right? But, Florida will probably be back. They need a goaltender, though.
Yeah.
They're not bringing Bobrovsky back. He's going to be a UFA. Is Tarasov that good? Probably not. But there's always goalies out there.
There's one team that I know that's got a pretty good one who should probably be traded.
Well, there's a possibility.
For a lot of picks and prospects.
I mean, yeah. I mean, particularly you look at the model.
3 firsts and a prospect.
Carolina, they pay their goalies 29th in the league for the amount of money they spend on goaltenders. Vegas, 19th. And how much they spend on goaltenders. They're both in cup finals. Why? Because the team's so good.
Yep.
Now, I like having the better goaltender.
Absolutely.
If your goaltender is that dynamic, you can have a lesser team if your goaltender is just that.
And still win. Yeah.
So, but like I said, we are going to touch more in depth on some of these guys going forward. Guys that we think are realistic options for the Islanders, either at the 13 pick or just names that I like that if they do a trade down, I'm not going to look at some guys. Oh, well, he's like, I'm going to tell you, we're not going to be talking about, Ben McBeath, Beckett Hamilton. Those are not guys we're going to talk about. But we're going to talk about other guys where you could say, okay, if we drop down 10 spots, who might we be looking for? What's the skill set of certain guys? What do we really need? We'll be talking about that.
They should drop down.
They should drop down from where they are. And now here's the thing. If some people go off the board and somebody they have ranked, like top 7, like the Bjork kid. Let's say, now what's the thing about Vigo Bjork? He's 5'8".
Small.
Right? A small center, not super fast.
They have him listed 5'9", 180 on here.
Yeah, I don't know if that. Maybe that's with his skates on. I don't know.
Could be.
But he's not a guy that I'm looking at. I don't think he fits the model of the team, honestly. And you got to look at Peter DeBoer, how they play. His teams are not tiny teams. Usually he's got bigger guys. Maybe that means that Bjork is, maybe they think, well, Bjork falls them at 13. They would have to consider him.
Did he play on the same team as Victor Eklund?
I have no idea.
In Elite League? I don't know if he did or not.
I don't know.
I'll have to look it up. Anyway, Grumpy, do you want to get in some comments?
Well, I'd like to do the ad read.
Whoa. You got a hurricane or something going on over there.
Oh, don't worry. It's okay.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay, sorry. How's that, X? Better? Sorry.
Better now.
I put a piece of paper down on top of the thing. Maybe that was the noise.
Yeah, that was bad.
My bad. Okay. It's from our friends at DraftKings. It all comes down to this, a best of 7 battle, and DraftKings has you covered every step of the way. The DraftKings Sports app is now available in all 50 states and includes all markets. Sweat every shift of the series all in one place with one app. New DraftKings customers sign up with code THPN. Spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days. That's code THPN in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Bet with DraftKings Sportsbook. And instead of me having to read the disclaimer. I'm just going to play it for you. And next, make sure it comes through, please.
Bet with DK Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, bet text pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Void in Ontario. Event contract trading with DraftKings predictions involves risk of loss. Sportsbook bonus bets expire in 7 days. $50 in predictions dollars issued weekly for 3 weeks expire in 1 year. Redeem one non-withdrawable reward. Availability varies. Predictions offer void in New York. Ends June 28th. Terms at dkng.co/audio.
Okay, did that come through?
It did. That's why, hence the thumbs up. Hence the
Okay.
thumbs.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Let's get into some comments, Grumpy.
Okay. That was fast. You know what they do? They read at regular speed and they just kind of speed up a little bit.
That's exactly what they do. It's like the same thing you used to get. Like, remember when you used to watch the commercials on TV and they would like be like, they'd have like the disclaimers at the end where they're like, this could cause cancer or whatever, all that stuff in there where they'd spit it out really fast. It's that.
There was a guy, looked like a short guy, he was slightly balding, black mustache. He used to be able to talk really, really fast like that and do stuff like that. He was, I'm talking about back in the 1970s and 80s, but he was really, really fast talking and reading and stuff. He was really, really good at that.
It's the same people who do the like those auctions.
But this guy did it live.
Sure. So do the auctioneers. Auctioneers do it live too.
He went on talk shows doing this. So, okay. Freedom from Adventure says, Son X, have you figured out you need to learn from Freedom and not your dad and TJ? Last week, I wrote Lee would get over $5 million and most likely lawyer over 6 for 3 or 4 years. Grumpy immediately shot it down. But there's a but in there. The Athletic Lee is projected to receive 3 years at $6.6 million. What else has your family lied to you about? I would be stunned if a 36-year-old got 3 years at $6.7 million.
Here's what I will say. This is the only thing I'll say. I think it's because the free agency market is so bad this year that he potentially could get that. Only due to the fact that the free agency market is awful this year.
That's I'm going to say, I know exactly what I'm going to say. If he goes and signs for that money with somebody, here's my response. Whoosh, thank goodness it wasn't us.
I thought you were going to say Darsh must have made that deal.
It's only the Islanders signed back. I'd let him walk. Seriously, if he's looking for that type of money, I don't want him on the team. Yep. Hayden says, go Islanders. That's right, Hayden. Goon says, are the Knicks in trouble? Son X, pour me a double.
Ooh.
I don't know. We're not watching the game, so I
don't know. I don't know what's going on with the Knicks right now. Yeah. I mean, they're leading the series 2-1, so I don't think they're
okay. San Antonio's a better team. They have by far the best player.
They definitely have the best player, but I think the Knicks have a better overall team than San Antonio does.
Yeah,
I think
I'll go
San Antonio has one really good player, whereas the Knicks have a couple.
And a couple of kids who are pretty good. They're young. They're really, really young. Matthew Sklarov says, good evening, gents. I say Canes in 7. You know who else said that? Gretzky.
Oh.
Well, me too.
The great one. The great one.
Who says, did someone pour liquid heat into the Knicks jock straps? Grumpy, back in the day, did you shoot craps? No, I never did that.
Never did craps. Okay.
Freedom from Adventure says, 11 days till Father's Day.
That's right. Yeah.
The annual holiday where the only things Grumpy receives is a food bill and disappointment. I hate to say, you know what? Freedom is spot on with that, right?
Oh, no. I'm going to get you something this year. I get you something every year. You know what I'm not going to get you? Nair. I'm not going to get you Nair. Get you something better than that.
I got that for Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Matthew Sklar says, grumpy with drink problems. LOL.
Yeah,
says, how is TJ enjoying his retirement? The other night, why was the crowd outside of MSG so violent? They're animals.
Honestly, that's insane.
I'm like,
seriously, where are the police?
They're probably too scared to do anything.
What are the police doing?
Well, it's one of those particular cities. They kind of let you do whatever you want, I guess.
Now, let me ask you a question. What do you think's worse, New York or Philly when it comes to that? Or are they neck and neck?
I don't know. There's a lot of cities that are like that.
Philly's really bad too.
Burning your city down when you win, burning it down when you lose. I don't.
So it's a lose-lose situation for the city of New York.
I could say I've never been affected by the results of a game and wanted to go out and beat someone up. I can't even, seriously, I cannot even identify with that mentality. Maybe that's why I don't understand it. I mean, it's just.
Now, big question here. Do we think that the San Antonio fans, if they are attending, because I think this game's in New York, right? Or is it in San Antonio? Okay. Yeah. Do we think that they will be carrying a firearm when leaving the stadium now?
Well, it's not Texas.
I know it's not Texas, but I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be wearing Spurs gear then. I'll say that because you're a target at that point in time.
I like how they show, all the celebrities out tonight. Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller is even a thing.
Fat Joe was in the stands. There were a couple of them. There were definitely a couple.
Mike Lee, he's always there. He said he'd give up an Oscar for the Knicks to win a championship. What are you, insane? Dude, your career, I'm going to give up my career awards so my sports team can win something.
It's been a long time.
Jerry Seinfeld. When was the last time Jerry Seinfeld was relevant? I mean, right?
When Seinfeld released?
I mean, Timothy Chalamet was there.
He's relevant. He's relevant. But he's from New York.
Is he? Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, he's from New York. He's born and raised in New York.
I'm just like, maybe they don't make stars like they used to. Maybe I'll just say that. To me, these are, I don't know, B-list guys.
Okay, Timothy Chalamet currently is not a B-list celebrity.
And one of the Kardashian, Jenner, he was with one of the Jenner girls. I don't know which
if he's dating one of them. I couldn't tell you.
Whichever one. He was with one of them. He's the only one who said, "Oh, okay, he's at least a model. He's at least
relevant. He's relevant.
He's under 60."
Yeah.
I mean, but when you're wheeling out guys who are in their 60s.
Vince Vaughn, I think, was there as well.
Vince Vaughn?
I think he was at one of the games, yeah.
Okay, well, Vince Vaughn is another guy in his, 50s or 60s? They're not relevant. It's not like, okay, the Lakers, Jack Nicholson was out there. I mean, Diane Cannon, when they were relevant. I mean, that was a big deal. Like I said, Jack Nicholson in the Lakers or Ben Stiller in the Knicks. Just stop. I don't know. JP says, Grumpy, what do you think of the possibility of the Oilers hiring Babcock? I like, he's been out of the game for a while now, hasn't he, Mike Babcock?
I'll look it up.
It's been a while since he's been a coach. And I don't know his age. Is he better than the guy they have now? Yep. Knobloch? Yep. But he's been out of the mix for a while. This is the only thing I worry about. Bring somebody who hasn't coached in 10 years, well, at least 5 years.
2019 was the last time he coached.
It's been 7 years.
Yeah.
And how old is he, X? How old is he?
Let me see.
It's got to have an age on there.
Well, I just looked up the last time he coached. Let me look up his age.
If it says dirt plus, he's really old.
He's 63 years old.
I just wonder if he's got it in him.
Coached in 7 years. Has the game gone on by? It's changed a lot in the last 7 years. I'll say that.
Is he better than Knobloch? Probably. But you better have a guy in waiting if it doesn't work out.
Yeah, a backup plan. Plan B.
Yeah, if he don't work out, we got another guy in the hopper that we can throw in here. Yeah. Freedom from Adventure says, you had a wasp nest and neither of your two sons handled that for you. Isn't TJ always bragging about how huge he is? Plus, we know he delights in bug murder. That is true. Now, here's the thing. It was really, really high. It was like on an eave all the way at the top of the house. Like, say, it was a good 30-plus feet off the ground. And he spotted it for me. He did. But he couldn't get it. I couldn't even shoot it down with a hose. I was able to hit it with the hose.
All I can think of is TJ climbing up on an A-frame ladder and whoever the guy is in WWE going as the ladder's falling over, watch out. And just him falling. That's all I could think of.
Yeah. No.
Watch him try and handle that.
Yeah, like I said, no. But he does delight in bug murder.
He does. He absolutely does. He likes that stuff. He's weird.
Coogan says, Grumpy, how is your hunt for affordable rush tickets going? Sunex, when you visit the Grump Mansion, is the bottled water often flowing?
It's flowing. It's flowing
Yeah.
something fierce.
Right now, I think you should come over after the show and refill it up.
Yeah, dreaming of the dream.
There you go.
I am not driving to your house after the show to go.
I'm sure you'll walk out with half the house just to fill up the water.
No.
How many drinks? You take drinks for the ride. You only live 10 minutes away. You need 2 drinks for the ride home.
You're full of it.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Next. Freedom Fund Adventure says, Son X, you allow them to spray cancer-causing pesticides in your home. Really bad for all of you, especially dog Z. Please tell me he asked home for 24 hours when they spray and not there when they do.
So it is actually not considered pesticides.
That's why they have to come out all the time because
it's pet and human safe. It's not cancer causing. It's not poison. They don't put poison around. At least in my house, they don't. No, I don't let them do that. So they're all pet safe and they're all tested.
Ooh, look at Mr. X.
I'm just saying they're all pet friendly. Every single one of them, pet and human friendly and safe.
Googman says, after a fart-smelling ending to the Islanders season, I don't have any interest in watching these playoffs of the Cup. Remember when the Islanders messed up drafting Mike Rupp? He was number 9 overall when the Islanders drafted him. True. Freedom Fun Adventure says, you guys completely whiffed on complimenting Darsh of the hiring of Jay McKee for Hamilton. I don't care. Rocky Thompson for Bridgeport, and now the Islanders and DeBoer. Give credit where credit is due.
Do the coaches play?
They don't play. Have they developed any players?
No.
Hey, we did give him credit for DeBoer. We said DeBoer is better than Wah.
We absolutely did say that he's better.
Here's the thing. I don't know how good of a coach Jay McKee is. I have no idea.
But here's the thing. Having a great coach, it'd be like an artist having the best artist in the world, Van Gogh, with no paint or utensils to draw with. Then he's just useless at that point in time.
Slit your wrists and use the blood.
Pretty much. It's strapping up and going out there and playing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to do you much good if you don't have the actual, the pieces.
Yeah, again, I know nothing about Jay McKee. I don't talk about things I don't know something about.
Sure.
Freedom Fund Adventure says, Son X, any interest in significantly improving your dad's health? Instead of a purple drink by him, grape-flavored amino acid protein, hopefully with extra stuff. Perfect Aminos is one brand, unless...
I don't know if I have the second part. Let me see. That's it might not be the right one.
That's right. This one's more fun to pick apart anyway. Freedom Fund Adventure says, Grumpy, Yzerman is not a goal hanger. He absolutely is. Role asked to play. Goal hanger is the role they're asking him to play, where everybody else is in defensive zone and they have him goal hanging? I think not, which sucks. Because Lou sent him to Pandolfo for development, watch AHL games, also had a ton of assists. Hey, I hope he pans out. All I know is every time I've seen him play, every time I've actually watched him with my own eyes, I've been thoroughly unimpressed. That doesn't mean anything. I'm just going by what I've seen.
Good. To hit on that other comment, Grumpy will only drink the grape elixir. He will not drink anything else.
Well, the warden can't even get that in the stores anymore, so I'm going to have to get online.
Okay, hold on. I have a serious question. What happens if they no longer sell that product, Grumpy?
That's happened before, and then I have to totally reinvent my lifestyle.
So what? Do you just not drink water?
No, I'll just have to find something else that I mean.
Have you ever tried just regular water?
I don't like the regular water, dude. I mean, come on. You got to have some type of flavor in it.
I'm drinking regular water right now.
It's because you're not over here. Over here, you're drinking Mountain Dews and cheer wines and every other damn thing.
I don't have that at my house. All I have is regular water.
Yeah, I know you don't have it at your house.
I got tap water, Grumpy.
Oh, hi, Warden. Hi, Warden. I could really use this. I'd really like to have this to drink. Can you get some of that for me, Mommy? George Pay says, so when did the non-trade clauses signings begin? Oh, NTC signings. I don't NTC. Trade clause signings begin.
When do the non-trade clause signings begin? No trade clause. I don't know. We can just move on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Guggen says, will Schaefer even see the playoffs during his Islanders career? Probably.
Good question. Yeah.
I
From
mean,
the sidelines, he'll be watching him on the couch.
oh, wow. I can't believe they've discontinued Schlitz beer. Schlitz was always a shitty beer, though. It's not good.
And not saying that Schaefer will be the issue as to why they don't make the playoffs. It'll be Darsh, trading away every pick for somebody else who can collect Social Security in the state of New York.
Freedom Front Adventure says, I read today that Werenski wants out of Columbus. He and Schaefer, or Shape Daddy, as X calls him, are the two best D-men currently. Islanders can't have two dudes that good on the left side. Larkin expanded list.
Oh, okay. Did he expand his list?
I didn't see. Can you see if he expanded his list? I didn't see that today. Werenski's going to cost a pretty penny for whoever trades for him. He's a minutes eater. He's okay. He's better defense. He's okay defensively.
It says, following a request by Iserman to widen the scope, Larkin's camp reportedly added 3 more teams to the mix: the Anaheim Ducks, Tampa Bay Lightning, and New York Islanders. Grumpy.
He's not going to the Islanders. Wow. Okay, you know what? That's just because I had to put an extra name on the list.
It said other interested parties, regardless.
Which one of these is not like the other?
Do you think he put? I was gonna say, do you think he put the Islanders down? It's like a gag, I think so. Oh man, watch this. This was gonna get great reaction. It says, other interested parties, regardless of being on the initial list. Other teams include the Dallas Stars are inquiring. Yeah, and that's it. But yeah, it looks like
any team that's not in contention shouldn't even consider Dylan Larkin.
Agreed.
He's going to be 30 years old. I'm sorry. He doesn't fix the Islanders' problems. And what would you have to give up to get him? Oh, Matthew Schaefer going back to Detroit.
Could you imagine?
Matt Barzell.
If that trade was made, I think we'd have to storm. We'd have to storm UBS. We'd have to. When did that come? That was not earlier today, was it? It was released. It says Yahoo Sports. Yeah, June 9th, 2026. Yesterday? That's what it says. Yahoo Sports released it. Okay. Boy, I missed the boat on that one. Way to go, dude. You're supposed to be like the NHL analyst and expert over here. Oh, my gosh. Matthew Sklarov says Vegas would have to part with Dorofeyev. Okay. What's the upside for Detroit? You're not just trading a guy to trade him. Unless he doesn't want to be there. I mean, you want assets back. Yeah, unless he doesn't want to be there, though. It's kind of the same situation of the Noah Dobson situation. Okay. If a guy really doesn't want to be there. But he's under contract for 4 more years. I understand that. But all it takes is him being, you know what, I don't want to be here, being a cancer in the locker room. He's team captain. He's team captain. Probably not anymore after your request. No, he's team captain. They're not. Here's the thing. If they could make a trade that works for them, I could see him doing it. Otherwise, it's like, yeah, dude, no. I'm sorry, we can't get value. We can't get the value we want. Only time will tell. Freedom Fund Adventure says, reportedly, Columbus wants to get bigger, tougher, and more skilled and harder to play against, which is why they want to move on from Kent Johnson. No wonder big softy TJ likes him. No sissy hockey. Okay, if you could get Kent Johnston for a second-round pick, I would do that. A change of scenery for a guy that young, I would absolutely kick the tires on that. I'm not giving up a first for him because his value is what? What pick was he drafted? 4 or 5. Okay, so I mean, he's obviously was talented, right? And he was good till like the last year and a half, last 2 years. He was pretty good. I'd take a flyer on him. Absolutely. Those are the type of guys that be there when your team becomes successful. That's the type of guy that a team like the Islanders should be taking a flyer on when you don't have assets to move to bring in other players. Correct. You have to roll the dice and hope you get lucky on a young player like that, like the Flyers did with Zegras, right? Yeah. God, you're not kidding. Oh. But Zegras was in the last year of his deal. I think Johnson has more years still on his deal. Absolutely, you kick the tires on him. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
he certainly improves the skill level of your team.
He's got 1 year left.
Okay.
Year
Prove
3
it deal.
right now. So
Prove it deal. 2nd round pick. No problem. I'm willing to roll the dice on something like that. I'm not giving him a first.
1.8 mil a year too.
That's nothing, right?
No, it's not.
JP says the defense in the final has not been great.
He was the 5th overall pick in 2021, by the way.
Okay, there you go, 5th.
Yeah, it has not been great. It's been awful, honestly.
The goaltending's been poor.
Yeah.
Matthew Sklarov says, I'm not surprised about Larkin. One, that he wants out as he's tired of that organization failing to make the playoffs. And 2, the Islanders not one of his choices. We're not ready to win. Yeah, why would he want to go there?
Listed him.
Unless he goes there and says, I want a 7-year extension. Give it to me now.
Or he comes here and says that he's heard a lot about the community in the school district. And he's interested for his children.
I know he won't be talking about Stanley Cup if he comes here.
Nobody ever does.
Gungun said, what would the Islanders need to land McDavid?
Oh, my God.
Remember when Brady demanded his footballs be deflated? Well, no. Tom Brady demanded that his footballs were filled to 12.5 pounds of pressure per square inch, which is the legal thing. And to land Connor McDavid, Schaefer, Barzell,
Sorokin.
No, I think Schaefer and Barzell will be enough to get that deal done.
Yeah.
I mean, Schaefer's under. Remember, McDavid just got 1 more year on his contract.
Yeah.
He's got 2 more this year and the year coming up and the one after.
Yep.
But here's the thing: he's not okaying a trade to the Islanders. No way.
No.
Then Gunger says, "Do all pro New York teams suck when it matters most? Does jam and butter or butter go best on toast?"
Butter on toast, I like.
I've never had jam. Well, first of all, we never had that on toast. Like we had peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but never had jam.
Yeah, never jam.
Jelly. Wasn't jam. Jam was for the rich people. Jelly is like, the poor man's version of jam, like old clunky, and you got to kind of grind it down to get it on the plate. Matthew Sklarov says, Dax and Rudolph? I said Dax and Rudolph, didn't I?
Do you talk about him at all?
Isn't it Dax and Rudolph? Let me see his name. I thought it was Dax and Rudolph.
Well,
Let me just see if I got his name right, because I might have his name wrong. Right shot defenseman. Dax and Rudolph. Yeah, that's who I had.
Okay.
And maybe I said something else. I don't know. JP says the Islanders should have traded for Reinbacher when they jettisoned Dobson. That's correct. That could have been your right-hand defenseman. Yes, that's what I said. Instead of bringing in another 4th liner, which is what Emil Henneman is, I bet you could have got Reinbacher thrown in as well as
Emil. Yeah.
I mean, you could have got both of them. But I would have absolutely taken a young right shot defenseman who's just about ready to play in the NHL. That's what you need. Freedom Fund Revenge says, Grumpy, if I become president, I would enable family to be able to trade members. Can you trade TJ and X and get you a couple of daughters to love, respect, and care for you? Although TJ has mood swings of a teenage girl, and X the arms. Ouch! X. Man, oh man.
Oh,
Freedom's coming in hot.
I'm keeping my arms out of the screen for good now.
Says Islanders need to draft a goalie in the 2nd or 3rd. No. But Josh Bailey and Palat are dog poop. Freedom Fund Revenge says, what I like about the Islanders interviews is except for 2 guys, they all have size. No freaking way on Lynn. I heard guys say he isn't even guaranteed to play in the NHL. I think he'll play in the NHL, but he's frail. Would be what I describe as frail. That's what I'll say. I don't want guys like that. I will say, and here's what I'll say about last year's draft, and I'll give credit to Darsh in this respect. I think he probably gave the guys parameters. We want guys who compete.
Yeah. Yep.
And I think that is so invaluable. And that's the way we should look at all the draft picks this year. Guys who compete. We want guys, and that's why I like Adam Novotny. Competes. Those are the type of guys I'm looking at.
Yep.
If they take Novotny at 13, I won't be disappointed, even though he's supposed to go a little bit later. But we'll look at that. We'll look at that. Next week, we'll be doing more in-depth on some of the actual players. And then we'll make final predictions the week after that because then will be the draft. Matthew Sklar says, Grumpy, fix your rabbit ears on the 1995 AOL dial-up modem. Upgrade your antiquated tech stack.
That's right, Grumpy.
That must have been, was that when I had the piece of paper on the thing there?
Yes.
Okay. Freedom Fund Adventure says, Brooks Rogowski, 6'7", 265, right shot center, probably second round, or Maxim Sokola's, okay, too damn big.
Sokolovsky.
40 plus listed end, but experts saying around 20 in the first are two guys Freedom is targeting. Can they skate?
And that's Sokolovsky, Grumpy.
What is it?
Sokolovsky.
Okay, I don't think that's what it said.
It is exactly what it said.
Okay. Drew says the combine that Darsh pissed away our first round pick for Braden shit. Yeah, pretty much. And see, that's the thing. If you had the number 29 pick, which is Colorado's, right? 29 was it?
Trade the 13 away and still get
you could have traded down for you could have got any one of these guys. That's why you don't trade away first round draft picks. You just don't do it. It's just dumb. It's just dumb. You can always trade down from a first round draft pick two up later. If you see a whole bunch of guys, if you're picking top 10 and you're like, okay, well, we have the same grades on the guy here from 7 to 20, and we can trade and get 2 firsts and get 2 of those guys as opposed to 1 when they're all in the same barrel. That's what you do. Like I said, he screwed up. That was a really bad deal. Nick Isles Stress says, Grumpy, Son X, how you guys doing tonight? It's comical that Islanders fans think that the Islanders could get Larkin. Why would Larkin come to another team that's not going anywhere? Yeah.
So true.
Why would the Islanders trade for him?
Because they want to give away more picks.
Freedom Fund Adventure says, Grumpy, if Lee signs for over $6 million, aren't you going to say on air, wow, Freedom is highly intelligent and super good looking. Also, wow, Freedom was right again. I don't think you've ever been right, but I would say, here's the thing. Seriously, I would be stunned if he got, what was it, 3 or 4 years at 6.7
a year, yeah.
No way. I would be stunned if he got that. And if he got that from someone, kudos to you, Anders Lee. You're never going to earn that. Never going to earn that. Gugun says, Son X, how do you enjoy your new house? Is Dog Z scared of a mouse?
He would probably be afraid of a mouse, yeah. And the house is nice. It's great.
He's scared of everything, that dog.
He is afraid of everything. He's a weenie boy.
He is a weenie boy. Freedom Fund Adventure says, now when Son X says he gets you something every year, did you ever collect the DVDs from last year? No.
Whoa. Dude, you're lying.
No.
I got you DVDs last year.
What DVDs you get me Father's Day?
I can't remember them. I got you them, though.
No.
Oh, liar.
Don't worry, X. I got some things lined up for you. Nick Ilestress says, let's go, Mitch. I want Vegas to win the Stanley Cup and Marner to win the Conn Smythe just to stick it to Toronto, their media, the podcasters, and the fans who ran him out of town. He's not been great in the playoffs except for that 6-minute stretch.
Yeah.
When Freddie Anderson tried to give him the Conn Smythe.
Right.
Matthew Sklar says a good coach does get you a few extra wins. Yeah.
Yeah.
DeBoer is going to make them more buttoned up defensively, but it also means that we're not going to score as many goals.
Correct.
Freedom Front Event says Grump Spike Lee has 0 chance of winning any awards. He always sucked. No, he's already got a couple. I think for like a screenplay. I think he won a couple of Screenplay Academy Awards, I believe. Freedom Front Adventure says Patrick Waugh's system would fit in Edmonton. Yeah, it would. It would, for certain. They don't play any defense there, so yeah, that would work. Drew says, well, some other news today. Seems like golf game has returned to prime form. Shot at 81 today on 18 holes, so that's that.
That's pretty good.
All right, is this putt-putt? Is he talking about?
I think he's talking about actual golf. I was just saying that's pretty good.
Freedom Fun Adventure says, Oh, son X won't drive to Grumpy's house to help him, but you and Mrs. X have no problem treating it like a 7-Eleven. That is true, Mr. X. How many times you stop by the house on the way to your house? Oh,
The only thing I'm missing is gas. If you had a gas pump there,
thank God I don't have a gas pump.
we strap up a siphon?
Yeah, maybe so. That's right. That's why that hose was sticking out. That's why you told me. I said, "What the hell is this hose doing in the back of your car?" Oh, nothing. As you wipe gasoline off his mouth.
Oh my God.
Freedom Fund Revenge says, no, the coaches don't play, but they have rightfully pointed out for years the Islanders failed to develop players. Now they have guys who do. Look at his coaching record. Plus, he wasn't a sissy as a player. Well, like I said, I know nothing about these guys as actual coaches. And again, it's the minors. So I don't look at the minors. I don't. Like for the coaches, I don't. But I mean, if he's a guy good development talent, great hire.
Yeah, sure.
We won't know for a while, right? Matthew Scarf says, butter always on toast. Good for you, Matthew. Freedom Fund Adventure, Lee, Palat, Engvall, Pellick, Pulak, Mayfield, Tree, Duclair.
Palmieri.
Palmieri. Okay, Palmieri. Duclair, Shabanov. How long until we can get rid of all of them? Well, I think you got four more years of Pellick, 4 more years of Engvall. X, can you back to that comment?
Oh man, hold on.
I mean, I can't remember all the names. Okay.
Palat, pull up all their contracts.
Okay. Palat has next year is his last year. And then we had Palmieri has next year as his last year. Duclair has 2 years left. Engvall has 4 years left. Lee is a free agent, of course, right now. Pulak has 4 years left. Pellick has 3 years left. Mayfield has 4 years left. I think that's everybody on. Oh, Shabanov, I think he said too, right?
Shabanov, yeah.
He might be a free agent already. I don't know why he's not on here. But they're not heavily invested in Shabanov either.
Yeah, he doesn't have is he not under contract?
It doesn't matter. They don't have a big investment in him.
No current contract. He has no current contract. So
okay. Yeah, I mean, you got a lot of guys who've got 3-4 years on their deals yet. Thanks, Lamarillo. Freedom Fund Venture says, Sunex, it's sinking in, isn't it? That Freedom is the hockey expert. Is that sinking in, X, or is he just tooting his own horn, you think?
I think he's
Here's the thing. We have to mark down this Anders Lee thing because if it doesn't happen, well,
stick a bookmark in that bad boy.
Bookmark it. Helen Yeller says, hey, Helen Yeller, good to see you again.
What's up?
Yo, long time no see. Absolutely. Freedom Fund Event says, Kent Johnson has started major beef against 3 coaches and some guys in his own locker room. Also not produced, no busts, seeking a new deal. Well, you never know. Thomas Antonetti says, gents, thoughts on this? Barzell, Duclair, Yzerman in this year's first round for Larkin and DeBrincat, who was on his way out as well, and Mo Sider. Don't laugh. That's plausible and benefits us. I would do that deal. That's a deal. Duclair is useless. I don't think much of Yzerman. I don't like giving up the first-round pick. Barzell.
Who knows how the knee injury is going to be down the future. It's
less years for Larkin than it is for Barzell. DeBrincat will score goals on this team, and Mo Sider is a good defenseman that we could use. I'm not if that's a big deal.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have the cap money for that though, right?
Not anymore when you're taking on $6 million $6 million from multiple players every year.
Well, let's just look at Barzell and Duclair. Barzell makes 9.1. Duclair makes 3.5. So that's 12.65.
Larkin makes 8.7.
Well, hold on. 12.65. And Yzerman, he doesn't count because he's not up, but because they could leave him down. So I won't count him. And then we'll go to Detroit. So 12.65, right? I think the Islanders have $10 million in cap space right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And you have Larkin 8.7.
DeBrinket's
Brinkett,
7 point.
Okay, so that's 15. That's 16.5. And Mo Sider makes it. The money doesn't work. We don't have the money for that. You'd have to get rid of other pieces because Mo Sider gets 8.5. 8.5, 8.7, and 7.9 in essence.
Yeah.
That it's too much. The money doesn't work. We don't have the cap space. But I'm fine with that, honestly. I mean, if you're going to make a deal like that, I'm fine with it. But you need to have something else has to come off the books for that deal to work. Freedom Fundaventure goes, I agree, I am with Grumpy. No need to add another guy 30 plus. We need guys like Kachuk, Robertson, etc., younger and difference makers. We just don't have anything trade for those guys because we gave all our assets away. If you're going to trade assets like that, you go after younger players who could be with you for the long haul, not guys who are on the back ends of careers. Thomas Antonetti goes, thoughts on the Islanders doing a buyout? Do you guys think this might be the year they do? And if so, who? I'm not doing buyouts. I'm not kicking the money can down the road. Take your medicine and just that's the way it is. You got 2 more years of Shen. I'm not buying Palat out. See if you can move him, even if it's for a 7th round pick.
Just get the cap hit off your book.
Most teams aren't dumb like Darsh. Getting a 3rd round pick to take on cap from a division rival, no less. Kind of dumb. And Shen, who's finished as a player.
Agreed.
Thomas Antonetti says, I don't think it's a rebuild if we move Barzell for players who can contribute on a high level right now. Expand the trade to include Barzell plus and get it in return that which you need an enforcer and D. You have to be getting, if you're trading Matt Barzell, now like the trade scenario with the Larkin thing, just the money didn't work. Barzell and Larkin, same age, aren't they?
Right around it, yeah.
I mean, close enough where it doesn't matter. Larkin's only got 4 years and Barzell's got 7.
Barzell is on, he's got 4 years left. He's on 4 of 8. Okay.
They're interchangeable for the most part.
They're both 29, so they're both the same age.
I don't know why Detroit. Well, if Larkin wants to leave, that's the only reason why. But I don't think they're giving up Mo Sider, and I don't think they're getting up to Brinkett either. Freedom Fund Adventure says, "Will you gentlemen be hosting a draft night show?" Yes. Grumpy, both the prospects I mentioned can skate and will punch faces. D-Men, I mentioned, is reminiscent of me, of a better skating Chara. Noted, very fit. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll try to look at them more in depth.
Yeah.
They're big guys, and we will do a little touch on them next week. Matthew Sklarf says, Palat is a perfect buyout candidate. Why? Why spread it out over 2 years? Just take your medicine. You're not going to – the team isn't going anywhere next year. Just isn't.
Yep.
Don't buy out. Don't compound your problems by buying out guys and spreading the cap hit when you can't make a move. You can't. You're not going to get better this year. Just too many guys under contract already.
Yep. Just embrace the suck.
Just take your medicine.
Yep.
Darsh could have taken his medicine and done something about it in season this year. He chose not to. He chose to just get sick again instead of just taking your medicine, kicking it down the road. That's what he did. Matthew Sklar says, because the cap buyout hit is less than next year's cap hit. But you got to do it for 2 years. That's what the buyout is. You spread it over 2 years as opposed to 1. Just 1 year at $6 million. Team's not going to. What are you looking to do? Again, what's the direction? That's the thing. What's the direction?
We don't have one.
I mean, take your medicine. Get rid of him. 1 year, he's gone. $6 million off the books. You don't have to worry about another $3 million the next year. Doesn't matter. What is it going to mean if we have another $3 million? That other trade still doesn't work. You're talking about 24 million to 12. It doesn't work. You have no flexibility. Freedom Fund Revenge says a good coach will be able to take the power away from the country club. The board teams hit, play tight structure, and also score a lot of goals. He demands fighters, thus Darsh has work to do. Okay. His teams have always been really, really talented. This is a different type of team than he's ever had before.
A different beast for certain.
Here's the thing. I agree that he's a structurally a better coach. And do I think they'll have more points? Maybe. I think they'll be less fun to watch. But I think they'll be
They'll win more games.
I think they can win more games.
Yep.
I think they'll have more structure to their game.
Sure.
I absolutely believe that. The big thing is Darsh. What's he going to do? Is he going to screw it up some more?
Maybe trade more picks.
But he doesn't. But the one thing DeBoer doesn't have, like he had in those other teams, is talent. Tough to score. Playing a defensively structured team without talent, it's tough to score goals. Unless it's going to be the Matthew Schaefer show.
Which
I mean, whatever he wants. I mean,
here, so
we'll see.
pretty much.
But, I mean, Matthew. Here's the thing. I'm not down on the coaching staff or on DeBoer. I'm just down on the team because it just seems like we're just stuck in the mud right now because of what Darsh did.
Yep. And we have no idea what the future holds.
I don't think he knows what he's doing from one day to the next.
Yep. All right, Grumpy, anything else you want to talk about before we hop off tonight?
No, I didn't realize that was the end of the comments, but I would like to say love and laughter to everyone who listens and even those who don't. From Son X and the Grumpy Old Man. And X, are we going to be doing a draft show?
I got to check my calendar.
Oh,
but
okay. All right.
Potentially, yes, we could potentially do a draft show.
Okay.
Yep. And I just want to thank everybody for coming out. As always, love the interaction in the comments, and we will see you guys next time.
Thanks,
Grumpy.
My pleasure.